Blind tasting wine isn't easy, and that's why we should do it all the more. I've been teaching wine for 14 years to students from 52 different countries. One tendency is you can always tell the serious students by how much they leave in the glass and in the bucket. And that's a really good way of thinking about wine, separating out the consumption from the learning. And just drinking wine for years and years doesn't teach as much as we'd like to think. Blind tasting is less of a parlor trick than you might think. It's teachable. It's a bit like felling a tree. If you just looked at the height, it seems really daunting. But if you can develop a strategy or a system and work on it in pieces, then it becomes much easier. Everyone that blind tastes goes about it differently. This is how I do it. It's pretty simple. You need a piece of white paper. Notebook or printer paper works out really well because it's always the same. Grab a glass of wine and start to look at the color. If you hold it at an angle, it's even better. But the three things to look for are hue, viscosity, and pigment. Some grapes can be identified just by their color. Is it white? Is it golden? Is it red brick? Is it the purple that Prince used to use? All of these things tell you a lot. The goal here is to eliminate the impossible rather than nail it down right away. It's really easy to think of it as a dairy product. Cream, half and half, milk, partial skim, skim. The pigment is about density of color. Some things are really obvious. This is a red wine. It had to be made with red grapes. This is a white wine. It could have been made with the red grapes as well. On the first pass, you really want to think about nouns. What does it smell like? Does it smell like pears? Does it smell like apricots? Does it smell like grass? Does it smell like forest floor? Then go back and repass over it again once you've established those. This time it's for adjectives. Go back and say, it smells like pears. Well, what kind of pears? Anjou pears, Bartlett pears. What is the state of the pears? Are they very, very ripe? Are they underripe? Have they fallen off the tree and sitting in the summer sun? And that sticky, sweet, mushy pear? Are they in the middle of winter pears you really have to get your teeth through? That's going to tell you what part of the world it's from. Probably the most interesting element to tasting wines is we really have to come face to face with the fact that we don't really know why we like some flavors and hate others. Then you put some in your mouth. Here's where you're looking for persistence. Did the flavor stay there for a long time? You're looking for simplicity versus complexity. Simplicity would taste like only one thing. Complex would taste like many things, harder to pin down. The more complex the wine, the longer it takes you to try to qualify it. And start looking for the funk. Funk, of course, is, does it taste like where it came from versus what it's made from? Does it taste like forest floor? Does it taste like wet flower pots? Does it taste like red soil? Does it taste like topsoil? What earthy qualities does it have? If it has a lot of earthy qualities, it's probably an old world wine. If when smelling it you don't smell any of those things, you just smell fruit and it smells like the fruit is very, very ripe, probably a new world wine. And of course, if all of this seems like too much trouble, there is another way. Be the one that opens the wine.